Bro, to be honest, bro, the problem is your mindset. Like, you have to ask yourself on a day-to-day basis, like, what is my mind telling me to do? Think about that. Like, think about that right now. What is my mind telling me to do? Because with your mindset, it controls literally everything, bro. Your mindset controls everything you do on a day-to-day basis. It controls how you act, how you walk, how you talk. It controls your results. That's one thing you also have to know. Your mindset controls your results. And if the reason you're not getting the results you want is your mindset, that's a good problem because that's fixable. That's fixable. Your mindset is the one thing that could make or break you as well. So if the problem you have is your mindset, you're in a good position because first off, you've identified the problem. Now you need to fix that. Once you've identified the problem, which is your mindset, the best way to fix it is by feeding your mind with the right information. I'm gonna give you examples like reading books. That's one way to fix your mindset. You know, what you put into your brain will affect your mindset. You know, the food you eat, things like that, because these all control your hormones. That all affects your mindset. Now, people might say, what is the best way to fix your mindset? There's no best way. The one thing that really works for me is feeding myself the right information. That goes with, you know, what my TikTok For You page was like. That goes with the friends I hanged around with, things like that. And then I'm about to break it down all for you. First things first. What are you feeding your mind with? That has a lot to do with the goals you want to achieve, things like that. You have to understand what you feed your mind with is what's gonna come out. I'm gonna say that again. What you feed your mind with is what's gonna come out. If your For You page, if you're scrolling and you just see a lot of distractions, your output will reflect what you've put in your mind. Now, the best way to fix what you input in your mind is just by resetting your environment. You have to refresh your TikTok For You page. You have to change your daily habits. You have to work consistently on creating new systems to enforce new habits. There's this book, it's called Atomic Habits. It teaches you how to create systems to achieve your goals. So if your mindset is connected to a system where you wake up, you scroll before you even brush your teeth, all of that, you're not going to be able to achieve the goals you want. So you have to create a system that enforces the correct mindset to achieve your goals. You also have to understand, bro, you put yourself in this position. This position you're in, it comes from you not having a good mindset. It comes from your habits, bro. And the best way to fix that, and I'm gonna keep on saying it, is changing your habits, changing your system. Your environment impacts how your mindset works. Ask yourself right now, who am I hanging around? What am I doing? How are they influencing me? And what results am I getting? Your environment is a big determining factor of your mindset. If your environment is a distraction to your goals, if your environment is a distraction to the person you're trying to become, if your environment is a limiting factor to you achieving your goals, that's going to also limit your mindset. I'm gonna give you an example. If I want to achieve my goal of being a content creator, but I'm around people who don't talk about content, none of that, right? My environment does not help my goal in any way. If anything, it limits it, because the people I'm hanging around are just consuming content and not creating content. So the best way to fix that is by changing the people I'm around. It's about changing the people that are in my circle. And that is what can help you fix your mindset. Also, you also have to understand that if your environment is not helping you, it's not helping your mindset, it doesn't have to be your friends. It doesn't have to be the people you hang around. It could be the things that you see every day, like posters in your room. You have to identify those, take it down, and then that's what's gonna help you to fix your mindset. You have to identify the limiting factors in your environment that simply don't help you at all. Once you identify that, and once you find that out, you have to take action right then and there to remove them from your environment. Your self-identity is in correspondence with your mindset. If you think about yourself in a certain way, your mind will adopt that, and that will be your mindset. So to be honest, what you need to really change is how you think about yourself. Because once you change how you think about yourself, your mind automatically picks that up and then is able to put that in your subconscious, which is really what helps control your mind, how you think and everything. But first you have to take deliberate action. At first it's going to be hard because your mind is already programmed to think a certain way, think about yourself in a certain way. So what you need to do is take deliberate action, take deliberate steps to change how you think about yourself. So if I want to be the best football player, I have to think of myself as the best football player. Even though I'm not the best football player, if I consistently think about myself like that, I'll be able to get my mind to think that way as well. And then put that in my subconscious, and then automatically I begin to act like that, and then just change how I act in general to become how I want to see myself. The best way to fix your mindset is to think about the person you want to be, think about how they act, and then adopt that mindset. A lot of people say you have to be yourself, but you have to understand that the person that got you here, the version of you that got you here will not get you to where you want to be. You have to understand that, because that's a misconception about being yourself. You have to, don't be like another person. Well, if you want the results that you say you want, you have to do something that you've never done. And the best way to do something you've never done and know it works is to really, I wouldn't say copy, but you have to adopt the way somebody does something, if that makes sense. Think about the person that you want to become right now. How do they act on, what do they do? Who are they? Once you understand that, and you understand their mindset and how they go about things on a day-to-day basis, you have to adopt that mindset and just do it, and just do it, bro, and just do it. That's all. You just have to do it. That way you can, fix your mind, and then once you're able to fix your mind, you can then go on to get the results that you need. You have to eliminate the excuses that your mind automatically generates. There's a quote I heard. It says 1,000 excuses, but not one reason. You have to input in your mind one reason to replace all those excuses. If I say, I want to go to the gym today, but the weather, I don't feel like it. I could create as many excuses as I want. But the one reason that will always overcome all those excuses is when I get in shape, how am I gonna feel? When I get in shape, how will I feel? Once you can compare the results to the excuses, that will help you fix the excuses that your mind gives you. So eliminate the excuses that your mind automatically generates. Another way to fixing your mindset is you have to stop negotiating with your mindset. You have to, because this current mindset has nothing to offer. It has literally nothing to offer. It's like if I'm talking to a homeless guy, right? If I'm talking to a homeless guy and about money, if I'm talking to him about money, and then he's trying to negotiate with me about something that he doesn't have, Like, why? There's no reason for me to negotiate with him. That's the same thing with your mindset. The current version of you right now has nothing to offer to your future self except excuses and just mediocrity, bro. So do not negotiate with your current self. Just create the path and just follow and conquer, bro. Give it the path and just continue to go on that path. Because the more you negotiate, the more momentum builds up, and that's when you start to overthink. If this path is really mine, you know, if I can do this, things of that nature. So you have to do not negotiate with your current self. Because when you do that, and the momentum builds up, it's not good, because then it's hard to stop the overthinking. Because once you create overthinking, that's when you create excuses, and that's when your excuses lead to inaction. And if you ever get to that point, you just have to just dog it out. But the best way to not even get to that position is not negotiate with your excuses, not negotiate with your current mindset as well. So once you stop negotiating with your current self, that's one thing that would definitely help you to fix your mindset. Because once you realize that your current mindset does not have anything to offer to you, but just mediocrity, you're better off just adopting a mindset and because you have to create yourself. You have to create yourself, and that's one thing I'm gonna talk about now. You have to recreate yourself. What you've done before will not get you to where you want to go. Just because there a lot of people have said that. A lot of people say still that you have to be yourself. Obviously you do, but you have to be yourself to a certain extent. Because if you're fat, if you're lazy, you could be yourself by doing that. But that's not a good version of yourself. There's a better version of yourself out there. So you have to recreate yourself, and the only way to recreate yourself is by doing things that your old self or the current version of you is uncomfortable with. Like going to the gym. If you're fat, go to the gym. That's gonna recreate your current self. Go to the gym. If you're broke, get a job, start a business, create content. That's recreating yourself, and that's recreating your mind. Because the body, the flesh is going to ruin. You're gonna ruin yourself by following what your flesh wants, and your current mindset is programmed to do what the flesh wants. But if you can recreate yourself and recreate your mind to do what is beneficial to you in the later future, that's gonna be very beneficial for you, bro. That'll be all for this video. Just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the next episode. It's gonna be dropping 2 days after you see this. Stay tuned.